Are you bored yet? By UK Loftboarding.
Hi guys, welcome back to Are You Bored Yet? I'm Cameron and I'm today joined with Chris.
Hello.
And we have got a few questions that you guys have asked on social media, so we're going to answer them for you. So first off, Chris, we've got the boarding directly to the joists. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of questions asking about this. People saying that they've done it for years.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with their house. It can support the weight in the loft. However, as a professional, we've
got to do it properly. Yeah, that's the difference. There is quite a few different types of lofts for starters, and different regulations that equate to everything. Again, what you've got to realize is that if you're going to do it yourself, that's personal choice. If you're going to throw some wardrobe doors down, throw a few boards down onto the insulation, squash all the insulation in your property. If it's an older style property, there isn't really too much recourse in regards to that. But if we do it, we've got to do it to a high standard. We've got to do it professionally. We get held to that standard, hence why we do it the way we do it. So on the older style property, if you're going to squash your insulation board directly onto your roof joist, what you have is a lot of movement. I saw a couple of comments online about it creaking and groaning, but it's absolutely fine. Yes, it's creaking and groaning. Your timbers are moving, and subsequently as well as the timbers are moving above, your plasterboard is moving. And what you don't really see until it's too late is all those hairline cracks. Now, worst case scenario, I've been to quite a few houses over the years, and when I was doing the surveys on the more regular insulation, obviously in the room below, along with the plasterboard, the lat and plaster. Some people have boarded the property, overloaded the ceiling joists.
Yeah, exactly.
And that movement has created the screws and obviously the adhesive to give way, and it's gone down into the room.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario. Yeah. There's always best case scenarios in that sort of aspect. For the vast majority, if they're going to do it themselves, they might not have a problem.
Yep.
But if they do, that's when we get called. And for us to do a property that's been done that way and to do it properly into the standard that it needs to be, we would go take out the old boards, re-insulate up to the standard, which is currently 270 mil, 275 mil, depending on the customer. And in that boarded area, we create, on the older property, we create a timber raised supported subframe, which is the LBNW, timber raised supported subframe. That would then raise that insulation up, raise that boarding up above the insulation level.
Yeah.
Again, that goes back to the structural walls and the purlins. This is where the strength comes from. Everything is done to a very high standard, and we hold ourselves to that high standard.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we have the same problem as somebody that's bored directly into the joist. Yeah. The other thing that comes from that, obviously that's one problem, and can be a major problem. The other one is damp.
Yeah,
massive problem with damp. You board it directly onto the roof joist, there is no airflow in that area.
Yeah.
Any insulation underneath there will obviously sweat, and the heat from the rooms below are going to come through the plasterboard or the horsehair and latten plaster, depending on what type of property you've got. Yeah. If that pops through there, the heat's going through, hits the back of the board and condensates.
Yeah.
And that can cause a problem.
Yeah.
So there's many different problems that you can have within a loft space from boarding directly onto the roof joist. That's the older style property. The new style property, you've got different regulations again. It's all within your NHBC guidelines.
Yeah.
So the NHBC guidelines state that obviously we have to board above the insulation level. We're not allowed to change any of the stake that's in there or cause any damage. Otherwise, we void the warranty. But obviously, the work that we do, again, we hold ourselves to the high standard. We installed the Lofty raise system. So the loft leg system, obviously, that ourselves, the Lofty system. That will then raise that boarded area up above the insulation level, still allowing the airflow to gain around the property, giving you a really good, strong platform to walk around on. But again, we give a 10-year guarantee with it that then will mirror your NHBC guideline warranty. Now, we've been in business for around 14 years. When we hit 5 years, we started giving a 5-year guarantee because we know the products we're installing will last that amount of time. Again, when we hit 10 years, we upgraded that to a 10-year guarantee because, again, the work we're doing and how we're doing it we know it will last that period of time.
Yeah.
So we will give out that 10-year guarantee. Now, maybe next year, when we hit 15 years, it might be the year after. I might even look at having a chat with the staff that work here and extending it to the 15 years.
Yeah.
But we know it lasts that amount of time because we've been around that amount of
Exactly. Well, we can't offer lifetime guarantee.
No, I wouldn't offer a lifetime guarantee personally. There is the people out there that do. That's their prerogative to do so. And if they believe in their products in such a manner. But such a lot of stuff can happen in 10 years, and especially over a lifetime.
Exactly. Yeah.
Over a lifetime, it depends on whose lifetime. The lifetime of the property, the lifetime of the person that's living in that property.
Yeah, definitely.
That work's been done, and they might move out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the guarantee, obviously, we give goes with the work that we've done.
Mhm.
So if anybody does get a problem, you just need to give us a ring. We'll sort it out for
Definitely.
you. But again, it's each individual installer's prerogative to give the warranty that they want.
Yeah,
all right.
definitely.
There's some out there that only give 5.
Yeah.
There's some out there that don't even give any. Do you know what I mean? Once you've given them your money and they're off and they're down the road, that is it. They've gone. You never heard from them again. But that tends to be more of the one-man bands. But we're a big company, and we've been a big company for a long time. So we hold ourselves to those standards.
Yeah, you touched on it as well about, because people have been asking about compressing insulation, and basically saying that that's what our product would do. Whereas, as you can see from our videos,
our products, no, we only do raised boarding.
Yeah.
And we will not obviously board directly onto any roof joist. And the boarding we do is only raised. And whether you're on the older style property or you're on the new style property, raised boarding all the way.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about.
Yeah, well, it's all about the airflow, really.
It is, yeah, airflow and keeping to the regulations.
Yeah.
There's many regulations that people don't even realise.
Yep.
Now, if you don't want to stick to those regulations, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
And it's up to you whether you do or you don't.
Yeah.
But when somebody comes knocking on the door, you're going to be held to a standard.
Yeah.
If you're doing it yourself and you're doing your own loft boarding, the standards generally are not that bad. I mean, because you're doing it yourself.
Yes.
We're still a relatively new industry in regards to, 14 years, if not a bit longer than that, but officially 14 years. That's not much more over and above how long it's been around. We're not brickies, we're not electricians, you know what I mean? That sort of tradesman.
It's a new trade,
That's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've been building houses for many, many years. Yeah, we bought some of them. Do you know what I mean? So, from there, it's all about individuality in regards to our customer. If the customer wants to do it in our way, and a very good way, and a professional way, then we do it for them.
Yes.
If they don't want it doing in a professional manner, and they want to go down the cheaper route and maybe do it themselves, that's their prerogative to do so. Yeah, just an only advice.
Yeah, just try and make sure you do it correctly.
Yes, correctly. But again, personal choice.
Yeah, we've also had a few questions touching on having a boiler in the loft. Now, I didn't know that this is quite common, actually. So people, especially new build homes, are having a boiler put in the loft due to storage issues, really.
Yeah, space, mainly.
However, it's kind of a catch-22 because some contractors don't actually go into the loft unless...
No, they don't. They don't. So you people like your British Gas and things like that, if you have a maintenance package that comes with your boiler that you've had installed, they will not go into that loft space to have a look at that boiler unless it's boarded and boarded properly. It has to be safe. They'll write out that ticket to say, sorry, I can't get to it to service it. And again, I saw a couple of comments online about not being able to access the boiler and pipe work. But again, our boarding's raised.
Yeah.
So all that pipe work is under there.
Not damaged.
Not damaged. Lift up the boards. They can access everything they need to access. If it was boarded directly onto the joist, you're not going to get as much access. All those boards have been wedged up underneath the pipe work and everything, dislodging it and making it leak.
Yeah.
But again, companies will not visit and go into a loft to see if that boiler is in good working order unless they've got a safe platform.
Exactly.
So.
Well, I've been in countless lofts, and the amount of unsafe lofts that you have to go in prior to us doing our loft boarding,
that is it.
It is crazy.
We put out there serious videos, we put out there silly videos that everybody sees, all in the way of trying to educate and show people that it is dangerous. It is dangerous to be in your loft. It's not a fun thing to go through the loft. Not at all, and it hurts. But it's one of those things. People don't realize it until it's over,
Yeah.
and they've done a silly thing by going up there and thinking, "No, it'll be absolutely fine." But we can only try and educate, like anything.
Yeah.
Show people the correct way of doing it, and offer that service.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's up to everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I've also got another question regarding loft openings, really. So,
All right. Okay.
there is someone who is interested in having the loft boarded. However, they made a comment about their loft hatch not being big enough.
Yes. Tends to be on the newer builds. They're generally the same size as the GL250 that we've got up here. If you're lucky when you've got a new build, very, very lucky, you get the wooden hatch, wooden ladder that's behind me. But in the older style properties, generally it's like the pre-60s. So the lath and plaster ceilings, some of them can be 300-400 mil square.
Yeah.
And smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to squeeze into them is a joy. I've done it myself. It is a joy. Back when I was a little bit fitter and skinnier, but I have done it. And trying to measure up into lofts that have got them tends to be what we do. If it can be done in the same area, we'll extend it and install a brand new hatch to give them a really good size entry point. Or we'll reposition it. We'll reposition it to a different part in the house with a safer access. Tends to be on the older style properties, these little hatches, and generally over a staircase. Yeah. So if we move in, or we need to move those hatches, we tend to look on the health and safety side of it and go, right, okay, well, if that opens there and that ladder's down there and they happen to slip and fall, they're off down the stairs, if that makes sense.
Before you know it.
Before they know it. So we will always advise that the health and safety side of it. Customer might say, right, well, I still want it there. And at that point, we have to make a decision in regards to whether we go with our gut instinct on the health and safety and say, sorry, no, we can't. Or whether we oblige the customer. Tends to be, we'll err on the side of, sorry, I can't do that for you. Because safety is paramount. First and foremost is safety. And we'll always try and make sure that it's a safe access for anybody using it.
Yes, definitely. And then lastly, I just want to touch upon the not NHS.
Yeah, NHS.
the
NHS.
The NHBC warranty.
The NHBC
Because
warranty.
a lot of people tend to not pay attention to it really in terms of regulations. And they kind of judge it as it's not really a thing anymore, really, which it should be followed, really.
Yes, the NHBC guidelines should be followed religiously, really. Especially we have to. As a homeowner, and if you're doing it yourself, you might get away with it. If you get any problems and you want to try and get them back to do any work or anything, they're going to take a look around, see what you've done. Good luck trying to get them to pay and do anything for you. The NHBC guidelines are there to make sure that you have quality work done and make sure that everything that you had done on that property is to building standards and guidelines. Best you can do. Hence why we're the company. Do you know what I mean? And why we do what we do and why we only do it the way we do it.
Exactly.
There are people out there that won't do it that way. Good luck. Wish you all the best. But we stick to the guidelines. And we hold ourselves to that standard.
Definitely. Well, that takes a lot of the questions off my mind anyway. So
thank you very much.
If anyone's got any other questions, we'll happily answer them.
Yes, by all means.
And thank you for watching, guys. Anyway, if you can like, subscribe, and comment as well. I think that was everything.
Bye-bye for now.
See you later.
Bye.